Welcome all the YouTube enjoyers, Stay Giga Chat Spam 07. Today in this video, I'm gonna cover balance patch that happened in Korea. Alright, first of all, on the evolution, the Sonic Breakthrough tripod on the 4th line, that got buffed. The evolution damage on hit increases by 15 on level 1, 30 on level 2 instead of 10 and 20. So that's like, 10% more from 20. I just organized which classes got nerfed, which classes got buffed, and which didn't get anything. And some of the classes that I was able to calculate, I calculated the exact figure. And some of other classes that I couldn't, I tried to look into the invent from that class category and brought some of them. And some others which I couldn't find at all, I just blanked it. 4 classes got nerfed. Pinnacle Glaiver by 4.6%, Robust Spirit Sophist minus 6.43%, Remaining Energy minus 4.05%, Spec Wild Soul got nerfed by minus 3.3% as well. Now the buff. Berserker, both of the build got buff, Red Condenser 3.3, Pally got some utility buff, Slayer, both build, War Dancer, both of the build, Scrapper, Tajisu got 2% buff, Shock got 5.8% buff, Control got buff, Striker, both of the spec got buff, Breaker, Sura got 2.8% buff, BK got 5.45% buff. Now the thing is, if you see here, Breaker, PvE damage of all skills has increased by 2.8, and that's where the Sura 2.8 is coming from. Some of the people were saying, but Sura's damage is from the auto attack. So that's not a skill. And I checked that from the Breaker's invent, and it does apply. They already tested it. Enhanced weapon, utility buff, Artillerist, Barrage got 3.1% buff, Firepower, we have no idea. Sharpshooter, Deathstrike got 2.6% buff, and Loyal Companion, no idea. Both got utility buff. Scouter, both spec got buff. Gunslinger, Peacemaker got 6.1% buff. TTH, no idea. Summoner got both buff. Bard, utility buff. Sorceress, both got buffed. Demonic Impulse got buffed. Artist got utility buff. Aeromancer, both build got buffed. And Surge got 8.1% damage buff. Any other classes that I didn't mention, they dodged the patch. If I add my opinion of the classes that are hard to calculate the exact damage buff and nerf at the moment, I would say there are 2 reasons. Number 1 is classes who got so many figure changes on different skills, we have to know the proportion of each skills for overall damage, right? That's why it looks like the invent people are having some problem of coming up with the exact damage buff and nerf. And second reason is because of the Sonic Breakthrough. Because the Sonic Breakthrough got a noticeable buff, some of the classes that can exceed the AS and MS are trying to come up with a Sonic Breakthrough build, which will potentially increase the overall damage. So because of all those kind of experiments going on, there's a lot of classes that we don't know how much exactly that they got buffed. Lastly, let me end up by reading some of the invent reaction. Striker got some UI patch. They added Z above the identity. When you don't have 16 bubble, then the Z is gray. And when you have 16 bubble, then the Z is white. Wow, what a big difference. Very noticeable. Good job, Smilegate. People are memeing hard on this right now. What a great UI patch. Alright, next one. One of the Gun Lancer is complaining, saying that if they are consistently buffing the stagger and the destruction of other classes, then what's the advantage of playing Gun Lancer? The color of the Gun Lancer is fading. I actually don't know what the Smilegate should do on this problem. There honestly, there's so many factors to consider for a balance patch. Alright, next post. The title says, the worst director in the history, and shows the current director Jun Jae Hawk. And then this is a vow of a Korean character which resembles the middle finger. Spam OM. 286 upvote. Next one. This post is from the Reaper. Wow, I never expected Reaper to get nothing. Hunger Reaper? I get it. But What about the Lunar Voice? I thought they would at least buff Lunar Voice. LMAO. 98 upvote. This is interesting from the comment on this post. Recently from a big streamer in Korea, he started playing Striker and he got to know how bad Striker was. So he made, some video or make some statement of which exact part of the Striker is so bad that they should patch right now. And then they actually got some good patch. Basically, these two comments are thinking that the director is doing the patch based on the public poll is what is going on that they are saying. This guy is saying, can't you see the Striker? They got some good buff. It's literally a public poll patch. And the second comment says, honestly, this game, if you want to get buff, then you have to go to a big streamer and then let him play your class and see how bad that class is. And let him make some YouTube video of how bad the class is. Then Smallgate will buff the class, is what it's saying. Spam OM. Interesting comments. Alright, this one says, today's funniest statement. Hello, even after the today's balance patch, we will ensure you guys that if we missed out something, and also we will look thoroughly on the player's data and keep on track of the environmental factors, the combat changes, and the update of mechanism. If we think those classes need some changes, then we will do an overall improvement so that we can give you guys better gameplay. We will do our best. And the content says, are there any bozos who are getting scammed by this statement again? LMAO. 115 upvote. So this comment says, they always say, we will do our best. They never did their best, bro. And then this comment says, I mean, they are doing the best. This is their best. They have a severe skill issue. That's kind of toxic. OM, guys. Interesting, guys. Yeah, you can obviously tell how Koreans think about the Smallgate right now. It's not a fire. It's a wild fire. Great fire that's going on. That's impossible to extinguish. This post says, it turns out Sophist was doing the most amount of damage according to how much amount that she got nerfed. By the way, it got nerfed by 6.43%. Yes, it got the most amount of nerf. And this comment is saying, Sophist was literally strong, but every time how they defend themselves is by saying, there's no population, so there's only good players left. Did they forget about the Western DPS meter statistic where the Robust Spirit is on the top tier? This one is a GIF of the summoner getting movement skill. She's using spacebar into the new movement skill. And for this part, it looks like, summoners are content with it, satisfied. Alright, last post saying, kinda being toxic. This director is all-time the worst. He looked like a dick. He doesn't have a yapping skill as enough as Gold River to extinguish the fire that's going on Invent. He's a regarded director. Whoa. Okay. And the best comment comes up with the director laughing image saying that, what are you gonna do to me if you don't like the balance patch? Stop crying, and if you don't like your main, then swap your main to other character. By the way, that's why we have very efficient pay-to-win package right now. Please buy it. LMAO. Huge sarcasm just dropped. Popcorn angle. Lot of people do not like the balance patch. Looks like the fire is never gonna get extinguished, guys. Anyways, give me your thought, guys. And by the way, my class got nerfed. 07. Yeah, I spared some time making this post. Am I a good boy, guys? Yeah, always say good boy or bad boy. Stay geek shit. Spam noted.